Hi Jada, this is Miss Smith, your English 165 instructor. I want to offer you some video feedback on the key sections you submitted for your semi-formal report. Now I'm just taking a quick glance at your report. I'm not looking at it for grammar, and I'm not looking too much into content. I just want to make sure that you're on the right track, and I want to make sure that there are no plagiarism issues that could derail your assignment, okay? Because keep in mind, this is worth 20% of your grade in the course, and by us looking at these key sections now, we can try to troubleshoot anything that we need to, okay? So it looks like you followed my instructions for your abstract. Your abstract looks really good. It follows the ABC format that I'm looking for. With your introduction, you have your purpose statement and your industry background. Um, and that purpose statement looks good. Um, and so the industry background, though, I'm looking for you to put in an in-text citation here if you got this information from ONET. Okay, I want you to get this industry background information from ONET. So remember, with ONET, when you search for medical office assistant, it gives you all this wealth of information. You're using some of that information in this table right here, um, but then you could take other parts of that ONET page and from that search and put in information from that ONET search here. And so if you have used it, just make sure you put an in-text citation at the end of this paragraph that would say medical office assistant if you've gotten it from ONET and if that's the correct in-text citation, okay? And so make sure you do that. Your table looks fine. You want to make your heading a little bit bigger. Um, Skills for a medical assistant at 40% or higher, that sounds fine. So just make sure you make this a little bit more prominent so it really looks like a heading. Okay, let me just double check something else. Okay, one thing I notice here, you have an underline under abstract, but you don't have that same under, oh, you do have it under introduction. I don't know why I didn't just see it a moment ago. Well, let's just see. Okay, good. No, you're doing good then. Forget what I was just about to say. You want to be consistent in your headings. And so that's good. Very good job with that. So just make those changes to the industry background section. And you want to put parentheses around your in-text citation, so where it says source medical office assistant, just put parentheses around that. With your discussion section, again, I'm not going to look at it for a whole lot of context right now. Just make sure that you're getting to at least 2 pages. Pull from what you saw, what you experienced through your job shadow. You can include information here about the person's place of employment. I'm trying to see if that's in here or not. So you can include information about that from that source. And you need to make sure you have in-text citations in this discussion section. And so what I would do is when you're talking about, for example, about the contact person, put an in-text citation here from your personal interview, okay? And you don't want this to be a heading at the end of the page by itself, so make sure you move that over to the next page. And that should get you down to 2 pages just by adding information about the person's workplace, and just any information just kind of that you observed while you were actually doing the job shadow, beyond the questions, what you observed. And that should get you to the 2 pages that you need. Now, the references section is also something I needed to see. So you have your ONET citation correct. Family Health Center, again, I need to see an in-text citation in your discussion section for Family Health Center. And unless I missed it, I don't see one now, not at first glance. So make sure you put that in-text citation in for Family Health Center. And then you need an in-text citation, excuse me, a full citation for the interview. And so make sure you refer to your textbook and you look under the one that says personal interview, I believe it says. The example that they give will be for an email interview. But keep in mind, all you have to do is put the person's last name and then the person's first name, last name, comma, first name, period. And then you write personal interview, period. And then you put the date of the personal interview. Okay? And so I wanted, like I said, to give you feedback on this. Hopefully this is helpful. And if you have questions for me, please contact me early next week so that we can talk about your questions, and so that I can help you get this ready for our final draft deadline. Okay? But you're on the right track, Jada. You've done a good job thus far. Let's just keep working on it. And I look forward to seeing your final draft. Thanks. Bye-bye.